Welcome to the elements of a modern legal description. I review dozens of legal descriptions every week, many times, and the majority of the legal descriptions I read range from mediocre to downright invalid. That's the spectrum I work with 95% of the time. So, as a property owner, attorney, or other real estate professional, how do you determine what are the essential elements of a good legal description? Imagining that I am going to write that description, I've got a couple of basic elements that I want to make sure are done every single time. The first element is that before the new legal description is written, I do a proper boundary survey. Why do I have to do a survey before a new legal description is written? Because many times the monuments on the ground control over the bearing, distance, and area. So if I don't know what monuments exist in the property, which are the controlling calls, then I have no idea what are my bearings and distances, which control the area. Second, I write my legal description based on the controlling calls. So for example, a standard legal description may say, thence north 1,000 feet to a oak, a 12-inch oak, which is the southeast corner of the Johnson property. Okay, that's a valid sentence, but what about this? Thence to a 12-inch oak, comma, due north 1,000 feet, which is also the southeast corner of the Johnson property. Or even better, thence to the southeast corner of the Johnson property marked by a 12-inch oak, comma, north 1,000 feet. Why would I put the southeast corner marked by an oak first? Because that is the controlling call. And if another surveyor measures that 12-inch oak something a little different than north, or something a little different than 1,000.00 feet, that's perfectly fine. So tip one, you need to make sure that you do a modern survey, new survey. Number two, you write your legal description based on the controlling calls. And then third, we've got what's called a closure report. Now, if you start off on one corner of the property and go all the way around, mathematically, based on geometry, there should be a 0.000 foot difference between the beginning and the ending point, because you started at the point of beginning and you've gone all the way around right back to the same POB. Well, guess what? Rounding errors, survey equipment errors, all kinds of things are going to cause a minor difference. Maybe a few thousandths of a foot or a few hundredths of a foot, nothing major. But if you get a blunder in your measurements, you could be feet or dozens of feet off. And I've read many legal descriptions that have transposed a heading or made some kind of other Scrivener's error. Well, if you've got your closure report, you can guarantee that there's no error because it goes right back to the point of beginning. And you can attach that closure report to whatever legal description you've written to prove to the other people that you've done a good job, that you don't have any errors. So if you're going to write a modern legal description, it needs to be based on a new survey by a professional surveyor. It needs to have the words, the legal description text, written in terms of controlling calls. And third, you've got a closure report attached to the legal description. Now, the last thing is obvious, that land surveyors should write the legal description. Somebody once told me attorneys write legal descriptions and surveyors write land descriptions. That may be a tongue-in-cheek joke, but it's true that the land surveyor is the most qualified professional to write your legal description. And if you'd like to learn more about how that's done, then I encourage you to contact us at NLC Expert Services.